Today we're going to take a look at this Glock 19, and if you have a Glock 19 or a Glock 23, then you know what a great pistol this is. You know how versatile it is. It's a great pistol for carrying, whether you want to carry it concealed or whether you want to carry it open. If you want to use this pistol as an entry-level pistol, you can certainly do that. I know that when I teach my children how to shoot, I gave them all their lessons on a 22, the M&P 22 compact, which is small enough for them to handle. It comes apart easy enough that they can manipulate all the mechanisms to take it apart and all that stuff. You can also do that with this Glock, and it could be said to be as simple, if not more simple, to take apart than the M&Ps, but without getting into that discussion until a later date, this Glock 19, the Glock 23, it holds more rounds than the compact Smith & Wessons do, and I say that just to point out that that is the major difference to me, because I am a fan of the M&P 9 Shield, the M&P 9 Compact, and the M&P line in general is a good pistol. I really like it and have some of those pistols. But this pistol, Glock 19, is a good size. It's not super large like the Glock 17 or the 1911 style pistols. Those can be really big and really intimidating when you're dealing with some folks like children, or if you're teaching your wife to shoot, or maybe you're a big woman, you teaching your little husband to shoot. I don't know. I'm not trying to be chauvinistic. I'm just trying to point out that this is a good pistol all around, and it's not intimidating. It's very accurate. Matter of fact, the stability of the pistol, I think, is a little bit higher in quality than you have when you're dealing with the M&P 9 compact, and I keep comparing it to that pistol because I do think that that is a very comparable pistol in quality and durability and every other way. The M&P is a very good pistol, but the 19 and the 23 has always been special pistols to me. I hesitate to call them the best gun on the planet, although many people would do that. I also hesitate to call the 19 or the 23 my favorite pistol, although I could possibly do that with the 23. But this is my fourth Glock 19, but it's my first Gen 4, so this to me is really a initial review. I've never done a review on the Glock 19 before. And basically what you've got in this pistol here is a mid-size pistol. It's listed as a compact pistol, but what you've got is a mid-size pistol. It's lightweight, about 30 ounces, so it's just a few ounces heavier than what I consider to be its closest competition, the M&P 9 Compact. And so it's just a little bit heavier, and that 30 ounces is fully loaded. So 30 ounces, 5.5 pound trigger. You're talking about a very easy to manipulate pistol, very simple to clean, very simple to use, very accurate. And so what you got is a really good pistol. It's a good line. Of course, if you've shot this pistol, you understand how stable and how accurate that it is. And so the only thing left to do in this initial review is to go out and shoot it and get familiar with it again as far as the 9mm is concerned, and then we'll revisit it again in about 6 months and see how she's held up. I got out my phone here and looked up Glock 19 for news articles, and for the last 2 years, 2016, 2017, there's a lot of these articles about organizations that are adopting the Glock 19. Army Rangers. There is an article in here about the Army pushing back against going to Glock, but it says Army Rangers have went to the Glock 19. SOCOM adopts 19, that's Special Operations Command. U.S. SOCOM. Marines opt for 9mm over 45 for special operators. It's the Glock 19. For MARSOC, So there's a lot of articles like that, and that's been made a big deal of on a lot of channels on the internet as far as YouTube and things like that goes. But all I have to say about that is the adoption of the Glock 19 by all these military organizations shouldn't really be the deciding factor for civilians to go buy it. A lot of civilians knew that the Glock 19 was a good pistol before the military ever thought about adopting it. And the fact that the military uses a pistol doesn't make it a good pistol. The fact that it uses a particular rifle doesn't make the particular rifle a good rifle. In other words, I wouldn't use the M4 just because the military uses it. And I believe that people are beginning to see that military spec just means the specs that the military requires, and doesn't necessarily mean that mil spec is the end all be all, although it can be very good. So what I'm trying to say is now there's a lot of popularity increase in a Glock 19 because the SEALs might use it, or the Marines might use it, or whatever the case may be. Well, the Marines have been using the Beretta for a long time, and I've always thought the Beretta stinks, to be honest with you. It may be a good quality pistol, but I just don't like it. And I don't dislike it because the military uses it, or like it because the military uses it. I want to get the pistol in my hand and see if it's good for me. And if it's good for me, then who cares who likes it or don't like it. But at any rate, what I'm trying to say is that the Marines and the Navy and the Rangers and whoever else is using the Glock 19 now, you're late to the party. So don't go out and buy a Glock 19 because you heard that the SEALs are using it or the Marines are using it. Buy it because it's a good pistol, if that's what you want. And if you can get the opportunity to test it out before you buy it, test it out and see what all the hype is about. And I think you'll see the Glock 19, the Glock 23. Matter of fact, there's a lot of Glocks, like the Glock 30. There's a lot of Glocks that are good pistols, and there are a lot of good pistols out there that are not Glocks. So I just wanted to add this little segment in the video about not choosing it because some military somewhere choose it, but choose it because it's right for you. Check it out if possible before buying it and see what the deal is on the 19. I think in most cases you're going to come out with the same idea that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people have learned before you, that Glock 19 and Glock 23 is almost a perfect size, almost a perfect line, and well worth the time to spend training and enjoying yourself fooling around with this pistol. So first round's going to be center mass of the target. Going to be testing the accuracy. So I think these were the first three. I moved my aiming point and it come over here, and then I just kind of popped off the next three, and they were right in that area there. So it's going to take me a minute to figure this thing out. That's a little wider spread group that time. One here in the bottom, one here, and one back here. When I zoom out and show you the scale of the target compared with the group, all of these are decent shots. But I'd just really like to have a tight group and centered up where I'm aiming, rather than slightly off to the left or even as open as that group right there was. We'll keep trying to tighten it up. Not too bad there. Of course, I've always got a flyer. There it is. Single hand right-handed group. Single hand left-handed group on the left shoulder. Now for this initial review on the Glock 19, I'd have to say it's overall favorable. Shooting for accuracy, I tend to be slightly off, but just shooting in general, put a lot of rounds in the head, the chest. Seemed to be a pretty decent group for rapid fire. And like I say, when I tried to just get it down to a fine precision, I was a little off to the left, and I think you see that for yourself. But as far as the pistol overall goes, I didn't have any misfires, didn't have anything like that. The weapon has no lubricant on it. It is just as it came from the factory, so I'll go home and clean it up and put just a little bit of oil on it. And I expect that over the next couple of months that I'll be able to fine-tune it as far as accuracy goes. And compared to a lot of pistols that I've shot right out of the box, I don't think you could compare too many with this one. Now, as far as pistols go, the Glock 19 I like to compare with the M&P 9C, but when it comes to accuracy, really I don't think there is any comparison. So if you have a Glock 19 yourself, I think you own a great pistol, and I think that this Gen 4 is probably going to turn out to be just as good, if not better, than any of the other previous generation Glock 19s that I've had. Great time out here shooting today. I recommend you get out and shoot a little bit, have a little bit of fun, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.